Also, I just sat back and sometimes just like look at some stuff that I made or just music and think about it. It's like, man, why even have a conversation with it? That'd be my big thing. If you'd be like, nigga, you cannot talk to me. You can't talk to my daughter. You can't mention that shit. You niggas go mention that shit over there. But guess what? You mention that shit over there, don't come back over here.
Yeah.
It's fine. Matter of fact, I can't tell you what the fuck to ever do to mention like Cardi. I can't tell him. I actually can't. Well, I can actually because my daughter and shit like tell the nigga, but niggas gonna do what they want. But do what you want. But the ramifications, you can't come back over here if you did that.
Yeah.
It's just simple as that. Yeah. Whatever loyalty, blah blah. I don't think my perspective on loyalty is like be loyal to yourself.
Right.
Be loyal. Like it's just
more. But it's like if you like even when you say like the ramifications though, it's like move how you want to move in your mix. Like don't come in my mix and then be like moving how you want to move. Like it's the way you gotta handle it over here.
You ain't finna mix. Yeah, like what the niggas say. The dad or the grandma go come to the porch say y'all take that shit down there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying like y'all just take that shit down there.
And here like it's how this has to be done. So.
But
it is don't do that.
But even still about like that controller analogy, it's like basically
people don't know the analogy. Like, well, go ahead, but you say it.
No, I'm just talking to you, like
okay,
not them. Yeah. But like even like that controller analogy, like basically that happened to you over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, basically, like because I had like $5 million of Balenciaga. People thought they could come to the warehouse and take some. Even if they took pictures in it and shit, now they own it online, visually and shit. Like, and it's like, just because I got all this, if I trust you to be in my house and I'm paying for these like barista coffees or you're in the Donda presence and you can like flex on people when you're like, oh, I work at Donda. I was part of Donda. It's like I was one of the designers or fit model, whatever. That should be enough, but nah. It gotta go extra. A motherfucker gotta like steal something, take something, coercion behind your back and stuff. But that's just the nature of men. Also, that's what I tell myself, like, could I be more forgiving? Maybe in a different life, but that's not the king that I am. Like, yeah,
no.
Charlamagne say he's jealous. It's like, yes, nigga, I am a jealous God. The fuck, you got kings that are jealous, they're like ravish and whatever the word is.
In my honest opinion, based on what you've been through, I think like you've been too nice.
Exactly, that's my whole shit. That's why I be having because I want to give. You know why niggas be nice? Because giving sets off the highest dopamines and serotonins in your body.
Yeah,
they're saying the best feeling that you can actually get is to give.
Yeah,
the best thing that you get is to give. That's something. I don't know if AI ever gonna get to that point. These robots that Elon make. I don't know if they're ever gonna get to that point. Just this feeling. You know, one thing. What I think to never give up on humanity is say like, yo, humanity. Like, damn, I had a way I want to word it. It was like something about. Oh, I believe in humanity. What is the main thing that makes me believe in humanity? It's when you drive in your car, right? You basically got to trust that the 1,000, 100,000, 2,000 people, 100 or 500 people that drive by you are not going to cross over in that medium. Mm-hmm. And that's every. Nas, can you sit back a little bit so I can see her? That you got to trust all these people, and that's humanity. If you are still alive, how many people have you ridden in a car with, or when someone drives you, but say you're driving a car, how many cars have passed you on your left side in your lifetime? Any one of those cars could have taken your life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's an example of me believing in humanity. That's my example of like when you see a video of somebody helping like an old lady across the street. Because it be, here's some like obvious shit to say. Because you see, niggas getting shot at a gas station. Or just like, people on Twitter just watching people get shot in the head back to back to back to back to back. Like that is a available thing on Twitter. It make you be like, okay, well, where is humanity?
Yeah, and then it desensitizes you as well, and then you go and start moving, doing things that, because you just seen things and normalize things that's really just not.
Right.
Yeah.
How do we get past? How I get past my trauma? How do we get past traumas in general? Here's another thing: is being self-centered and narcissism and self-centeredness the same thing?
I don't think so. I think in order for you to be an artist, you have to be a narcissist. I believe that all artists are. No, we was having this talk. All artists are narcissists. You have to literally be a narcissist to be an artist. You have to be so selfish because that is how you make the art. There's no other way around it. You cannot be an artist without being a narcissist. That's just truly what I believe.
Yeah.
So, and self-centeredness is more so like, self-centeredness is like, is the exact opposite of you. Like self-centeredness would be like, man, ain't nobody working on this but me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I did that on Bully though.
So yeah, you was
really.
Yeah, that was this.
No, we had writers. You had Quentin Miller, Don Tolliver, Ty Dolla, Malik Youssef, and Billy Walsh also wrote on Bully with me. But I was really big on Bully. You know, after the Vultures, you know, just with Vultures too. This is my first album that was not a #1 in my entire career. And who did they use to do that? Taylor Swift's artists. And this nigga I never heard of, Monty Littman or some, and you know, to go. And then it's like people, well, I don't like this album, But the crazy thing is, there's crazy songs like Field Trip is on that album. Type shit like 530 is on the album. It was originally from Donda too. But afterwards, I was like, man, I'm just get on the ASR. I'm gonna chop up some shit myself. So I was really big when I did the album of not allowing other producers to work on the album. But like I work with other producers on Donda. I'm working with other people on World War III. So I like that, bringing people in. But sometimes you gotta have like these quiet moments too, to just, you know, express your exact thoughts. I be big on like, you know, we're in the room, we were working the other day, and it's like different people in, and sometimes people just be throwing off their ideas, just throw off.
Like when
you have to say the names and shit.
No, I'm not.
Just giving an example and shit.
I ain't gonna say the names, but like when bro was in here, yeah, like it does throw it off. It's like when you told me like when we go to the office, don't mess with the clothes, like that throws it off. Like I'm supposed to be making music. It's like a lot of the times I would be in the office like messing with the clothes, thinking like I'm just like thinking like, but I can see how that messes up the vibe.
I like how you asked him. I'm gonna go ahead and give another version of the Virgil example or the explanation that I gave you earlier, where you were like, "Oh, I understand that." So
yeah.
Because there's so many layers to unpack, and it is the most traumatizing thing that has happened to me, which is a win for the people who intended for it to happen, which is the French banks, right? Because, so Yeezy season 1, the front row has, you know, every amazing, you know, influential celebrity possible.
Mm-hmm.
Like at this time, Drake and Puff had got into it, and it literally was a moment of confrontation because Drake was like, I have to come to the show, where Jay-Z had to stand in between Drake and Puff. But Puff is coming to the show, Drake is coming to the show. People were like, I am coming to see Yeezy season 1. Then it got 4 times the views of Chanel fashion show, which was the highest viewed fashion show at that time. It was like the culmination. It showed there was a new power. Here comes a new power. And then the old power saw that, and they were shook. So what they do, they got on Twitter and said, "Fuck Ye." Oh hell no. They went and offered Ye a deal. Right? It's like Black Panthers run in, they give them jobs, right? And okay, Louis Vuitton, obviously, it's like they got all the stores. It's embedded in nigga culture. I was known as Louis Vuitton Don. So the head, the owner, richest man in the world, Bernard Arnault, offers me a deal. He sends his son in, Alexandre Arnault, and he offers me this this deal to. It's the same thing they did with Rihanna. It's like, oh, let's do a clothing line. Yeah, and so we get into negotiation, and the whole thing is you're like, oh, we're gonna get, because niggas is not really thinking, like Sway was saying, like to just go to Italy, go to China. We don't know, we don't have the access to the factories or the information readily. Like our dads, our Nat Bernard, I know. Like my dad wouldn't even want me to be in rap or clothing, you know. So we're trying to figure it out. So we're thinking the best thing to do is like to be the face of a brand and then design. Like really, we're like, I want to design for Nike more than I want to design for Adidas than to be our own Nike, to be our own Adidas. Because you say, Sway would be like, oh, it used to be your own Adidas. Like, how? How, Sway?
Right.
How? And he didn't have that answer. You know, that's a journey that I had to go on and gain and lose and be traumatized and go to the hospital and back to be able to be in a position. Right now, my website's still down, and I had to like really figure out how to get it back in position. All right, so back to the idea. Virgil's the idea at this point, right? So we're working, we're together every day, and I'm fighting. You know, yeah, Kanye, do you eat fish sticks? You know what I'm saying? I'm paying for the apartments where we staying at, paying for the hotels, paying for the flights. He's my assistant. You understand what I'm saying? And putting all the ideas in, you know, his laptop, and we're going to these meetings. And one time we go to this Celine fashion show back when Phoebe Philo was at Celine, and she says, this girl, Anna Della Russo, this stylist, he's standing there, you know, like a foot behind me and a foot over me, like always. And Anna Della Russo says, be careful about him, he's gonna take your place. And I'm like, I ain't what, you know, I'm just thinking, it hit me, I listen, but I say, well, let's keep working, you know, this inertia, I'm gonna get to where we need to go. So let's go to Yeezy Fashion Show, you know, which is a big deal because I left Nike, and Nike and Louis Vuitton was like, they're like on the same level in niggas' minds, right? So this was my return after leaving Nike. With Adidas would come out, and boom, it's the biggest thing on the fucking planet. The 350, it's the first time you saw the 350. Instead of 950, it's a lot of people's favorite Yeezy. Bernard Arnault offers me a clothing deal right after that show because it's so big. So I go to Paris. I got butterflies. I'm sitting in a room with Heron Preston and Virgil. Might have been. I don't think Matt Williams was there at the time, but Matt Williams worked for me before at Donda. And I had the meeting with Bernard Arnault. He comes in the meeting for like, it's with Michael Burke, who brought me to Fendi. And I moved to Rome right before I did Dark Fantasy, so it was like 2011, because I kept on pausing music to do clothes. Clothing is a big dream of mine, but to do it at the level, not like the way I seen it before. Like I love Fat Farm, I love all that, but we wanted to do it Ralph level. We wanted to do it Louis Vuitton. We wanted to do it Nike level. It just felt bigger. Like honestly, you know what it is. Yeah. So I go into this meeting. Bernard knows that he comes for, 5 minutes. I wanted to like do shit like we did in record label time. Like get on the table and play Jesus Walks or something. Like put together a presentation for him and shit. Like I worked so hard on the presentation. I meet with the head of Louis Vuitton. I'm working the presentation with it. Up, I'm losing sleep. I'm gonna do the Louis Vuitton meeting. Oh my God, I'm doing the meeting. So then the meeting goes well. He said, yes, we're going to sign you to Louis Vuitton. We want to do the Kanye West line. So I'm like, and it's like, yo, for like a nigga to get this position, and I already got the position of like, just did Watch the Throne. Like me and Jay-Z are best friends type shit. You know, Drake's pulling up to the show, Puff's pulling up to the show, Rihanna's pulling up to the show, Justin Bieber pulling up to the show, you know. So Jim Moore, the head of GQ at the time, pull up the show. So it's about to be like for the king, I'm the king. Like Anna Wintour, like he's the king. I'm now I'm making a partnership where I'm gonna be able to bring back another level of product enjoyment and entertainment from my kingdom. This is my kingdom. Culture is my kingdom, meaning like before there was a Travis, Drake, J. Cole, Kendrick, this, that, me, Ye, Dark Fantasy too, but I was gonna say Graduation. I was all those things, including a Lil Wayne verse on my album type shit. You know what I'm saying? Including, exactly. You know what I mean? So some of y'all always feel like Don Toliver and T-Pain, it's like things that remind me that it reminds me of energy. Shout out to Soulja Boy, he just came in my brain for a second. Like Soulja Boy is like the top. If not the most important person in rap ever. Like at least like top 5 most important people in hip hop. Period. Like
Soulja Boy.
This shit right here, YouTube, internet, blah blah like that.
Soulja Boy. Soulja Boy, they always leave him out.
Exactly. Well, I want niggas to mention Ye and Super Bowls. We gotta mention Soulja Boy. Everybody mention Soulja Boy. So back to think about Migos, Soulja Boy. Type shit. You can just
everybody came from Soulja Boy.
You gotta just.
They were sleeping at his house.
I like how will.i.am say, yo, there's certain people where if this person wasn't here, there'd be like 10 other people that wouldn't be there.
Yes.
There's like Trav because there's a Ye, Drake, you know what I mean? And then it's funny you get these combinations. You get with Drake, it's like Wayne and me. You know what I'm saying? Because he's inspired by that. With Cardi, it's me and Rocky. You know, so you got a couple of these. Both of people have to get equal credit on these things. So that fucking Don Toliver song won't leave. I'm gonna have him just play a little bit, but station identification breakation.
Yeah, we ain't do the professional setup. Just real raw. We going off the MacBook, so bear with us. They like the quality. Like, hey,
nigga, fuck. Okay, you don't like the quality then? Nigga, you don't like, how about this quality?